Hi everyone. Hello everyone. Happy Sunday. Blah blah blah. I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a good day. I'm a very productive day. I've been up since a very early time today. But that's not what I want to talk to you about today. That's something I say a lot, isn't it? We need to have a chat about Transport Evolved, and we also need to have a chat about how Transport Evolved works, and we need to have a chat about our relationship. Specifically, we need to chat about how our content is produced and how you consume the content and what your relationship and my relationship is. Because it's causing me a lot of strain and a lot of stress. And I'm not getting any younger. And this is not a I'm retiring video. I think we already learned this week from Linus what happens when he says I've been thinking about retiring. I'm not thinking about retiring. I'm not thinking about getting rid of Transport Evolved or anything like that, but I do think that we need to change our relationship. Transport Evolved is a small channel. It's a small channel. 100,000 subscribers is a small channel. Whether you like it or not, let me adjust the camera here. That's what happens when you don't have the studio gear. It's a small channel. There's a small number of people on it. It's generally myself full-time. Erin works 4 days out of 5 every week. And that's the mainstay of the channel, the mainstay of the team. And hello to everybody. I'm not ignoring those of you who are talking. And between us, with help from Kate Warren Elliott when she can do it, which she hasn't been able to do because she's been renovating a house and she has a day job. She doesn't get paid when she works for me. Erin does. Kate does it voluntarily because she's my friend and she believes in what I'm doing and she wants to see Transport Evolved succeed. And we bring in the camera guys for big events when we need to. It's come to my attention lately that a lot of people seem to think that they can snap their fingers like Thanos and dictate exactly what content we create, either because they watch the content, so they're entitled by watching the content, and therefore they think they can tell us exactly what we need to produce, or that they are a Patreon supporter for like $1 a month and they think they can then again tell us exactly what we do. And let me be really clear, I love everybody who watches the channel. I think it's fantastic that all of these different people, 107,000 people nearly all around the world subscribe to my content, and it blows my mind. And I've been in situations before where I've been in a shop in a country that I don't live in and someone comes up to me and says, "Hi, I love your content," and that blows my mind. I was on a train once in California and this viewer said hi to me and I was kind of a bit spaced out and I worried that I was a bit rude to him afterwards. I was like, wow, that kind of blew me away because I'm an introvert and I'm not naturally an outgoing person. I kind of keep my head down and I kind of live in my own world a lot of the time. You know, I don't like watching a huge amount of television. I don't like doing a huge amount of socializing. I'd much rather be reading up something, researching something, making something, gardening, doing something else. And so I'm not necessarily the best person socially. So I know when people come up to me, it still shocks me that people like the content enough that they want to say hi and we love your stuff, and it really touches me and it makes me go, wow, really? I thought that episode was a bit crap. I've kind of gone off on a rat run, I'm sorry. Basically, there's been a rise in the number of people who've been telling us what we should and shouldn't do on the channel, who seem, I don't know, a bit, I don't know, 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 entitled to the point of throwing a toddler tantrum if they don't get their own way, if we don't make exactly the content that they want all the time. And it's becoming a problem on the channel, and it's making the job of creating content quite challenging at times. I've had discussions before. I mean, we did the April Fool thing last year where we flippantly said, oh, we're going to become Tesla Evolved because nobody wants to watch anything other than Tesla content. And we were like, yeah, okay, that's funny. And that was cute. And everyone had a good laugh about it. And some people got really upset when we said we're going to do that. And some people got really upset when we said, no, April Fool. I understand that we're not going to keep everybody happy all of the time. But we have people who get upset when we don't read every comment. Someone got really upset a couple of days ago because they said we were lying on a video, and it was the first I'd seen of the problem. I didn't know that what we had said in a previous video was also inaccurate. It was about the Ionity charging station. And apparently if you own a car that was owned by an Ionity founding member, like founding company, then you don't have to pay as high a rate as if you have a car that's not made by a company that helped build Ionity. And then, you know, membership pricing versus ad hoc pricing. And people were getting upset that we weren't being granular enough in 10. That episode was nearly 19 minutes long. We couldn't have put any more information in it had we tried. You've all got to stop attacking my team, and that's not just me, it's everybody in the team. If we make a little mistake, we are human. We are gonna screw up, and when we screw up, we say we're gonna screw up. But at the same point, we're not here to make content just for you. We're here to make content for everybody. So if you watch something on our channel and you don't like it, you just skip the video. Like someone just left I just watched the view count drop down by 2 people. If you don't like it, you go watch something else. But at the same point, I don't want to continue making content if every 5 seconds someone is going to tell me that your videos are too informal or too formal, or you're not covering the news anymore. I don't like this CES stuff. We want you to make more CES stuff. We want you to do more formal stuff. We want you to do less formal stuff. And we can't keep everybody happy. The other thing that we get frustrated about, I personally get frustrated about, and this is a rant, is that people are getting upset that we haven't pushed out all of our CES coverage yet. I want you to understand that we went to CES as a team of 5 of us. Every single person on that team worked their butt off. Apart from me, I was sick for a day. I also fell off the stage. My leg is still really sore after that. And it turns out that I don't have workers' comp for myself. So I'm going to have to pay for that probably myself, unless the staging company that put the stage up that didn't put the marking tape around that I fell off, maybe they'll pay for it. I need to talk to them. I don't want to sue them because I'm not that kind of person. Everybody at CES worked their socks off, and for people to turn around we turn around videos as quickly as we possibly can. So there were 5 of us at CES, but as soon as we got back, Erin took a week off because she'd worked her week's quota of work at CES. So she took a week off because she'd already worked that week. So for her normal pay, that's what we did. And last week she took the week off because she's driving to Texas with me tomorrow, and we have to pay her for that too. I want to pay her for that. She's my friend. I want to make sure she gets paid. And so I've been editing pretty much every single CES video, and I want you guys to know that I'm not sitting on my thumbs twiddling. I'm working as I possibly can. And Yeah, you're allowed. It's a free country. It's a free world. You can say whatever you want about content on a channel. But just think for a moment when you're watching the content. The people who go, oh, well, Alex put all this content out 3 days ago. Great. Here's a different workflow. Maybe we need a different workflow. But I have been working my socks off. I cannot go any faster on the CES coverage. And a lot of the CES coverage is now out. We've got 4 or 5 things tomorrow. I want you guys to know that when we're driving to Texas, there is a likelihood that I will be working in the car, sitting in the passenger seat when I'm not driving. So I'll be driving half of the time, probably. And when I'm not driving, I'll be sat in the passenger seat editing video. I'm not going to ask the rest of my team to do that. I will do it, and I will work as fast as I freaking well can. But I'm not a machine, guys, which is why we need to have this conversation. I want this channel to survive, and I love this channel, and I love making content about cleaner, greener, safer, and smarter transport. I really do. It's why I do this. It's not because I want some random person to spot me in a street and say, hi, I love your stuff. Although that's nice. It's nice to be appreciated. I do this because I want to help people I want to make content that helps people make smarter choices about the world. It's why I get so angry and so upset when people start talking about, there is no God but Elon. It really upsets me when people do that, because Elon's done great things for the world, but there are other options as well. It also upsets me when people peddle conspiracy theories and repeat them on the channel. And I've started banning people from doing that because it's pointless. It's disinformation. And like some of you have said, it's my channel, my rules, effectively. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. But my job is to try and help the world become a cleaner place. Because the place I grew up got flooded when I was about 12. And it had a profound effect on my life. And so ever since then, I have tried really hard to find a better way of doing things. And it sometimes means I have to ask tough questions of myself, and I have to ask tough questions of other people. Even to the point of my hobbies. Some of you know I have a hobby that involves, giant animal costumes. And even to the point where I look at those and I go, okay, they're made of synthetic materials, which I know some of those are derived from oil, and that's a bad thing. And I need to make sure that I can find an alternative. Thank you, friend in the chat. And I mean all of you who are saying that. That's a nice thing. Some lovely comments. But I guess where I'm coming to is I am not your slave. I am not a slave to YouTube, and I have been, because I've been so worried about making sure that we make ends meet, to make sure that the content is good, to make sure that everybody is well informed, that it is a high quality product. And I am a perfectionist. I know I'm a perfectionist. But a team of 2, and in the last couple of weeks has been a team of 1, to turn around and criticize and say, you haven't done this fast enough, you are a shit person, or you're a bad channel, your channel sucks because you're not giving me what I want. There are hundreds of thousands of YouTube channels. If we are not giving you what you want, I'm sorry. But there's other places you can go. And if that means I lose, 20,000 subscribers and I end up back at 80,000, so be it. Somebody got on the channel earlier and berated us because they said the content on the main channel was really rubbish. The only thing that was good on the channel was 10. And they wished that they could only just watch 10. I'm like, well, 10 goes out every Saturday. If you don't want to watch any other content from us, 90% of the time, if you go to a video that's published on Saturday, it's going to be a 10. You just watch that one. There are other creators that I watch who make different videos on different topics on the same channel, and I'll pick and choose which videos I want to watch. And there are other channels that I will pretty much religiously watch most of their stuff, if not all of their stuff. Why does it have to be different for us? I'm driving to Texas tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to going to Fully Charged Live. I love Fully Charged Live. I will do Fully Charged Live as long as I possibly can. Because Robert and Johnny and Chelsea and the rest of the team feel like family to me. And Dan and Mark and Sophie, everybody on that team feel like family to me. They're doing the same thing that we're doing. They want to make the world a better place, a cleaner, greener, safer and smarter place. I know that's our tagline, but they want that transition too. They're not doing it to make money. They're doing it to make a difference. That's why I do what I do. It's nice to have funds that come in and do other stuff too, which leads me to a decision that I have to make this year. For the last 4 years, I've really pushed the channel, growing it, working sometimes 7 hours a day. 7 days a week. I guess this is working now, but it's also about needing to get space and enjoy the process of making content, rather than thinking, crap, I haven't made a video today, I need to make a video today, or someone will unsubscribe, or someone will stop their Patreon support. That's not a way to produce content. So, if I miss a day, think twice before you bitch and moan at me about it. There's a good reason why I've missed a day. I'm going to continue to endeavour to produce content as regularly as I possibly can, to cover as many different topics as I possibly can. And in the coming months, we're going to do not 1, not 2, maybe 3 road trip videos. We're going to start playing with our formats. We are going to start making more serialized content because it's something that Erin wants to do. It's something that I want to do. And we don't want to be stagnant and boring. And frankly, standing in front of the filing cabinet and the soundboard and reading a script every single day about some latest nuanced tweak in the news world, it gets old. And I have to enjoy making the content too. Because when I don't enjoy making the content, you guys can tell I'm a good actor. I'm good at improvising. But you guys know me well enough to know when I'm not really hitting the mark. And this sinks back to something that Linus was saying on his channel a couple of days ago. Linus from Linus Tech Tips, Linus Sebastian. And he was talking about how he was feeling like he didn't really always want to make the content, and he was missing out stuff in his family's life. And I've missed out on stuff doing this content. I'm not blaming you. I'm not moaning at you. I'm saying, hey, I'm a human. I'm not a machine. I'm not churning out content every day just to keep everybody happy. And people being vicious when we don't make what you want is not the way to deal with it. It's to just quietly go, okay, I didn't like that content, maybe I'll go watch something else, and then come back when things are better, when content is what you want it to be. I have noticed that some of the CES content hasn't been as well received as some of our other stuff. We'll be asking questions of people why that is. Some people don't like CES. Some people are turned off by CES. But our coverage this year of CES was dramatically different to what we've done in previous years. We've never really done a whole lot of interviews before on the channel. We're now doing interviews, and I think, frankly, that team did a damn good job. There are some technical problems. Like a couple of times we didn't have 2 cameras set up. We really needed 2 cameras so we could punch in and get that close-up shot. And I'm aware that sometimes when we've tried to do that, the shot's a bit fuzzy because it's punched in on 1080. It doesn't have the resolution to go any further. So I'm aware of some of the technical challenges. But you guys also have a choice to decide whether you want us to be as good as we possibly can and to continue growing, or to moan at us because we're not what you want us to be yet. But simultaneously, you're not willing to back us. You're not willing to support us. Because I'm 90% sure that the majority of people who moan at us are people who don't Patreon, who don't send us Ko-fi, who don't do the other things. And by the way, the majority of you who watch the channel and spread the word, that is fantastic. You don't have to send us money. I just love the fact that you guys watch it and like it and share it. Honestly, that's the best thing you can do. Someone said, what can we do? Do that. Do that more. Excuse me. We are also fighting what I think is some pretty inherent sexism in the industry. I've been talking to other female journalists as well. There is sexism in the auto industry. Female journalists get invited on fewer car launches than men. It just is. It's just, the way it is. All right. I'm just reading a couple of comments. The people who bitch and moan are not responding to your work. They are haters. Yeah, you're probably right. I do have to draw a line of separation. And I guess this is where I'm doing it today. This is where I'm putting the thing in the line and saying no more, because I can't continue mentally and physically to continue to produce this content. A couple of months ago, you guys probably noticed that I'd started to lose weight and I was starting to feel fantastic. It's because we got into a rhythm with the videos and we were doing really well. I was able to work out every day and I felt fantastic. The last couple of months, because it's been bam, 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 I just haven't had a chance. And it's not doing good things. So, our relationship is as follows. I make the content, you watch the content. I make the content that I think you want to watch. And if it's not what you want to watch, you don't have to watch it. If I say something really egregious, really terrible, really nasty, really factually incorrect, please tell me. Please tell me. You can reach out. Twitter is a really good way of getting my attention. You guys, if you watch me, you watch the channel, you know I'm pretty active on Twitter. It's probably the most easiest way of getting hold of me. Do not try and reach out to me on Facebook. I got someone, again, recently, he got really angry because I not responded to them on Facebook, because my privacy settings on Facebook are such that I don't get messages publicly notified to me when someone pings me and they're not a friend. And I only have people that I personally know on Facebook, because that's that line in the sand that Rich was talking about just there. It's a line in the sand that I have to draw, because I do have a personal life. And there are people who are chatting in here right now who are personal friends. One of them got a shout out on the video earlier on today. And I love them and I trust them. But they also know that there is that line. That they are this side of the line, but most people are the other side of the line, and that's okay. So if I say something you don't like, be polite. You can disagree with someone politely without swearing at them, without shouting at them, without making that person feel terrible. I would hope that if the shoe were on the other foot, I would be more considered in my commenting. A lot of people are also getting really angry because we're not responding to all the comments in the comments section. We had a guy a couple of weeks ago who threatened to unsubscribe and remove his Patreon support because we didn't respond to him. And I actually wrote him a note because one of the team brought it to my attention because it happened to go across, it got caught in the spam filter. So actually, if you get caught in a spam filter, we generally notice a comment sometimes more easily than if it was just on a general comment section because of YouTube, because YouTube's weird like that. And we said, look, I'm really sorry that you feel this way, but this is how things are. These are our production schedules. These are how we produce the content. We're not the BBC. We're not CNN. We're not MSNBC. We're not Fox. We're not even Netflix. We do stuff with a team of between 2 and 5 that most people don't. We're small. Fully Charged is small too. We're both small networks in terms of our staff. And a good case in point, talking back into CES, Linus Tech Tips, I think they pushed out 2 videos a day at CES. We pushed out 1. Linus Tech Tips have got, I think, probably 10 times the staff that we have. Maybe 8 times the staff. So yeah, it is. Jevon says, I suspect you're talking to a small minority of your viewers. I probably am. But this is a vent. I'm getting this off my chest. And I'm, like I say, I'm laying this in the sand. Because I know somebody somewhere is going to say, why didn't you put a video up this week? Or I'm unsubscribing because you've stopped making content I like. I know someone will unsubscribe because they say, you're being ranty. This is the second channel. Get used to it. This is take 2, okay? Take 2 is different. Take 2 is no rules. Main channel. Damn good you are not Fox. That way you do not have to lie all the time. I didn't say that. I didn't laugh at that. The same thing. Okay, people are saying don't talk about politics. I mentioned Donald Trump in the last video, and I was like, oh, he just said something that was a bit crazy, and people got upset. And they say we don't want you to talk about politics because we come to you for EV news, and I get that and I understand it, but politics takes every part of our lives. It encompasses every part of our lives. So as an adult, as a citizen of the United States, I feel I am allowed to talk about how I feel about my president. Hopefully he won't be my president in a few months' time. Maybe that will happen, maybe that won't. But it does encompass the world. And I know that there's this video, Lev Parnens and a couple other people talking about electric cars and dissing them. And yeah, I'm going to probably put a video out about that. But again, I'm not going to keep everybody happy. So if you are somebody who watches a video that you don't like, that we make, just go, oh God, I don't want to watch that. You can give it a thumbs down. That's why Google has thumbs down on YouTube. If you thumbs it down, then we know, without reading an abusive, hateful comment, that you didn't enjoy it. And if it turns out we watch, we're not blind, we watch analytics. Every YouTuber does this, okay? Every single freaking YouTuber watches the analytics and they go, okay, this video was good, this video was not good. People liked this video, people didn't like this video. And when I'm watching, I can tell at what point in the video people stop watching. Because Google tells me that. I can see that. I don't need you to, type an angry comment. And I just think, I guess what I'm asking is just be nicer to each other, be nicer to me. I'm going to try and be nicer to you guys too. I want to listen to what you guys want from us. But there are better ways of getting around that. We can ask you, hey, did you like that video? I mean, I'm going to ask you guys now, did you like the CES coverage? If we could do it again next year, would you want us to? Because for us, CES is about making content, but it's also about making contacts. So the Energica SASA9 review we did a couple of years ago, the Honda V2G stuff, we did a couple of other things last year that were all built on meetings that we did at CES. And this year we're doing it again. We've got a couple of motorcycle reviews I think we're going to try and set up because of CES. And so this is why we do that show, because it's a big show. It's a fun show. We enjoy it. We got good at it this year. I actually wasn't stressed the entire show, apart from when one of the team dropped some expensive camera equipment, but that's something else. But again, I don't want to carry on making content if it's going to make me feel like this. If you don't understand that it takes time and effort and energy to make a good video, then I'm sorry, but you are severely mistaken. And for people who say, yes, but Bjorn or this other YouTuber or this other YouTuber, they all have time and stuff. Yeah, most of them get their videos out. Bjorn has a different production standard to us. That doesn't mean it's bad. He has a different setup. He does vlogs. I suck at vlogs because I ramble. I'm rambling now. I'm better when I have a script. I'm a good writer and I'm a good presenter. So when I put a script that I've written that is good together with a good presentation style, everyone's happy. That's why you all watch, because, you know. And again, with Kate, don't bitch and moan at Kate when she does a video, because she pours her heart and soul into it just like I do. And I cannot make every single video because I don't want to be that YouTuber who just has one person, who's just them and who just makes the content and gets stuck in that churn and gets burnt out. I want to be able to take a week off and have content from other people, which is why Erin works for me. It's why Kate works with us. It's why we have other people that we're bringing in, because we want to be more than that. And but at the end of the day, we are only human. We can only make as much content as we make. We are not a big channel. Finally, and this kind of swings back to politics. A lot of people say you're too personal on the main channel. Well, on this channel, I'm personal because it's a rant here. I allow rants on Take Two. Take Two, the purpose behind Take Two is that it's a behind the scenes. It's a more in-depth behind the scenes. If you like me and you like what the team do and you want to see us outside of the confines of scripted performance, because that's what it is, then you come here and you watch us goofing off, you watch us being silly, you watch silly stuff that we do. And so here you will see more rant. But for the main channel, people saying, oh, you're involving too much of your personal life, generally that's coded for, I don't need to know that you've got a wife and I'm a bit freaked out that you've got a wife or you're queer. Or to the person who got upset I mentioned I was trans in a video, same thing. Or that people say, oh, you're bringing it on yourself by mentioning it. No, I'm not. From a political point of view, and again, this swings back to politics, I am who I am, and I'm proud of who I am, and I'm proud of the journey that I've made. If your political views are different to mine, and that means that you can't accept who I am and what I do, then press skip, find another channel. If that is more important to you than cleaner, greener, safer, and smarter transport, good on you, go right ahead. But don't collect $200 on the way out and write a comment telling me how wrong I am. That doesn't do you any good, it doesn't do me any good. What more Rivian content and news on new EVs that are coming in 2020? All right, I'm gonna talk to you guys about this. So I've been thinking long and hard about it, and I'm thinking that maybe I might put some deposits down on vehicles this year. Because I want to see what the process is like. I want to see what the reviewing is like. So let me know. Let me know what you think about that. Anyway, thank you for the chat. This is just a precursor, so I know I've spoken to you guys about the fact that if I don't make a video tomorrow, we cool, right? Because I'm driving 2,500 freaking miles to see Fully Charged Live. And if you want to help us, excuse me, if you really want to help us, tell us what you want us to do in a nice way. Support us, either financially or by sharing what we do. You'd be surprised how many people actually come to us because their friend went, hey, you should watch this content. This content is good. This is also a warning that we're going to start doing some stuff that will be different to the scripted stuff. Because otherwise we just keep going around in circles and saying the same stuff again and again and again, and nobody wants that, right? That's boring. So, thank you for watching the content if you have. Know that we are going to stop making content just to survive. And the other side of that is that we've started to pick up some corporate customers. And by that, that means we're working on ads. We're going to start making ads for companies that we don't necessarily directly cover, but that might be in similar industries. And we will have a very hard, if we cover a company that we've worked with, we will state we have worked with this company. That is going to be our policy. It's kind of like we have worked with Chargeway in the past. We've made a video for them. And when we cover Chargeway, we go, yeah, I know the guy who runs this company. We are friends. We have worked together. As a kind of a disclaimer. We're also working for, we're doing consulting. We've started doing consulting. Got a company that we are consulting for that is not directly in the EVs, but it's not a conflict of interest. And we are earning money that way, partly because we want to stop having to frickin' rely on the YouTube algorithm, which is why we produce content every day. Because it's the only way that YouTube listens and watches. We're also trying to apply to Floatplane. We're in the process of talking to the guys at Floatplane to try and get our content somewhere other than YouTube, which means if you like what we do and you want to support us that way, that might be an avenue in the future. So, too long didn't read. The last 2 years have been killing me. I've been dealing with a lot of personal stuff, and we're growing the channel so I can get some time off, so I can get some space, so I can make content and enjoy it without being exhausted every day, without falling asleep on people. It got so bad in November that we were at an event not related to the show, not related to EVs, or at a convention, and I was so exhausted from work that I fell onto a friend, fell onto two friends, actually just collapsed with exhaustion. I don't want to do that this year. And I can see people are trying to set us up for that because they're expecting the impossible. And I don't want to do that. So if you are expecting the impossible, there's the door right behind me. Bye, Felicia. I can't make content fast enough for you. There's the door. If you can do better, I'll see you on YouTube. And if you make content that is amazing and awesome, I'll share it. So yay. Thanks for watching. Cheers.